Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing my top 10 hockey movies. So I figured I'd just work on my sports categories now. So I'm going to be doing my hockey, my football, my baseball, and my basketball, like top 10 movies. Because I found out I have a decent amount of sports movies that I watch. So we're going to do hockey right now. So starting with number 10 is Love Guru. And I'd say there's 30% hockey you get to see in the movie, and the other percent is like Mike Myers doing his like thing. So he comes, the Toronto Maple is it Toronto Maple Leafs? Yes, Toronto Maple Leafs, obviously. Yeah, versus LA. I think it's the LA Kings versus in the Stanley Cup Finals, and Darren Roanoke, the guy who plays by is it Romani Malik? I think it is that actor. He's pretty much like their lead star player, and his girlfriend he breaks up with his girlfriend, and he ends up playing bad. So they need like someone to help him get his like guru back. So they find this love guru who's Mike Myers, who's like a Buddhist type deal, who like helps people with love and like teaches them how to love each other and love themselves and stuff like that. And it's kind of funny. It's dorky. It's Mike Myers comedy. So if you like that style, it has Mike Myers, Vern Troy, Jessica Alba. Justin Timberlake's in it. He's fucking awesome. He's like the goalie. He's like the villain goalie, and it's fucking Jacques Lecroc Grande. What did you do to my rooster? It's fucking great. Like, was it a Big Big Pizza popped out with the ketchup? It is good. So I give that a 7 out of 10. Love Guru. It's funny. Like, there's a lot of good. I found it was funny. Like, I got a good kick out of it when it got released, but it got really bad reviews in the box office when it got released. I think it was 2000 and let's say 9, maybe like 2010. I'm not quite sure, but anyways, it didn't do so good at the box office. It's my number 10 overall. So 7 out of 10. Love Guru with Mike Myers, Justin Timberlake, Jessica Alba. I pretty much said who's in it. Toronto Maple Leafs. It's got its funny humor to it. There's just a lot of, I don't know, like even the hockey scenes aren't like I don't know, they're not, some of the shit that happens isn't really believable, so it's just like one of those type of hockey movies that you watch. But like that's what most of them are that were going into this list. There's not even like a few of them that are actually like really like legit, like, well, they are kind of, but anyways. So number 9 is MVP, Most Valuable Primate, and that one's a 6.5 out of 10. I just gave that one I don't know, like number 9 status just because how like the nostalgia. I think I came out when I was like 6 years old, and I don't remember the last time I watched it. Might have been a few years now since I watched it, but I don't know, it just had its funny like premise to it where it was like a monkey playing hockey, and I want to say it's like 70%, 65, maybe like almost 65%. You get to see this monkey playing hockey, so it's kind of like jokes in a way. So 7 out of 10. The whole how like this monkey ends, I can't even explain. He was a helper for this like university teacher, and then the university teacher died, and then they were gonna take him to this like away to this like to sanctuary, and he ended up taking this weird guy. I don't know. He ended up taking a fucking I can't even get it out. A train all the way to like I don't even know, Minnesota or some shit, and then ended up being like this monkey ended up walking into like the winter, and he ended up like somehow managed to know how to play hockey and skate and shit like that. So I don't know. It's a funny premise, and like he befriends like this girl who goes to town with her brother, who's like the lead star of the team. That team's like super bad and shit like that, but he's like the all-star like AAA junior A player who like they brought him from like his old hometown, so they had to leave there, so he's all pissed off. So like it's cool premise, and like the girl's not meeting any friends, and the monk becomes like her best friend. So that's what like the whole like Disney kid, I don't think it's Disney, but it's like the whole kid premise of the show. So anyways, number 8 is Mighty Ducks 3, and the reason that it's number 8 is you'll find out why. So Mighty Ducks 3, 7 out of 10, like hard 7 out of 10. It's great. You get, I'm pretty sure, around 70%. You'll see hockey and shit go down. Maybe less, I want to say. Yeah, it's less. It's about like 40%, 50%. Because they play like 2-3 games, I think. Kind of like 2 full games, 1 half game you see, and that's not even like a real game. It's a midnight game they play. So basically, if you don't know the story of the Mighty Ducks, it's pretty much it's starring Emilio Estevez and a group of these kids. This is like the third. It's the trilogy, so it's the end one where they're all in. They're all in high school now. So, but they're in this like elite. They got to this elite private school because in the second one, they were the junior youth Olympics American team that was the miracle team that won against great odds or some shit like that, pretty much. So they got the big scholarship to go into this private school, and then it became a thing where they weren't the Mighty Ducks anymore. They were the Warriors, I think they were called, or something. I can't even remember what the school is called, but they were the Warriors, I'm pretty sure. So anyways, they ended up their main coach that they bonded with for their first 2 movies, Emilio Estevez. He ended up leaving them. He wasn't their coach anymore. They ended up having a brand new coach who taught them that defense was the way to go, and the only one number that you should care about is 0 on your end. So the first game they were up 6-0, I think, and then with like 10 minutes left in the third period, they ended up losing like 7-6 maybe, or 8-6 or some shit like that. And like that's just bullshit. Like you're up like 6 goals and you couldn't like hold that lead kind of deal. So that's what his premise was, and like they didn't get that, and you learned out like that it kind of doesn't. The first 2 movies were all about Emilio Estevez, and this one kind of goes on a Charlie Conway, like the main kid that was pretty much in the first 2. But in the second one, he kind of got the shit end of the stick because it ended up being like all about Emilio Estevez, like Coach Bombay. And so it goes to Charlie, and Charlie's just struggling to be the leader of the team now with this new coach and figure out his role, and like pretty much like with the new school, and like because they're the junior team, and they have they're the varsity, they're the junior varsity team, and there's the varsity team who keeps giving them shit. So they end up going like toe to toe against them, and like shit happens, and they're finding out that they have to play against them later on, and that ends up being like the big epic like game at the end of the movie kind of deal. And it's a good fucking like defensive like battle they have. Like they fucking should have got scored on like multiple times, but they end up winning, spoiler alert, like 1-0. And it's fucking great how it happens. Like it's funny, like it's a great like wholesome like hockey show to watch. It's just laughable, and like if you love Mighty Ducks, you'll love that one. So Mighty Ducks 3, 7 out of 10 with Emilio Estevez. And I can't really remember all the kids' names, so sorry guys. So number 7 is Youngblood with Rob Lowe and Patrick Swayze. And I think that was in the 80s. Maybe? I might be off. I didn't even look up when it came out. Sorry guys. So 6.5 out of 10. It's pretty much a kid who's trying to join the like a junior A team, and he learns out that it's not what it's supposed to be. He ends up having to like learning that it's all about hard hitting, fighting, like all about goons and like sportsmanship, camaraderie. So he's gotten like hazed by some of his teammates, and then he was like learning off from his captain that like his captain ends up like spoilerhead gets like hit from behind dirty from like this one goon, and then like his captain asks him, and he's like he's like, I want you to take him out. So it's all about like how he, I don't know, finds his way through junior A hockey, I guess. Like, I don't know, it's like a kind of a love story too with this chick. So I want to say it's like 60%, because he's literally learning how to fight, like actually in some parts, and then I don't know. So like that's why I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. But Rob Lowe and Patrick Swayze are in, and like Keanu Reeves is in it. He's like the goalie, but like he's really not a big lead in it. So it's just funny to see Keanu Reeves as a goalie. And I think there's a couple other young actors in it, but I'm not really too sure. So anyways, Youngblood, 6.5 out of 10. It was fun. Like, it wasn't funny, it's just really, it's an old gritty, like, cheesy, like, Outsiders, like, type movie for, like, that kind of deal, if you're into that. So number 6, Goon. A hard 7 out of 10, and that's literally for, like, the comedy aspect of it. Like, it's so cheesy. Like, it's like, I think are they on the farm team, or like they're not in the pros, or I don't even know what it is, but like it's funny because so, like it's basically this guy, he's struggling, he's just like going through life and just like not really knowing what he wants to do, and like he knows that he's good at like punching people fucking out, and he ends up like getting in a fight at like he ends up defending his friend in the stands because this one dude in this hockey game jumps over the stands to go fight his friend, and his friend like he says something about something gay. He's like, my brother's gay, and then the Sean William Scott, who plays the guy who's the main actor, Doug LaFleur, no Doug Glatt, Doug LaFleur, wow, Doug Glatt, and he fucking Sean William Scott smacks the dude, and then like he ends up getting noticed by like a coach that's like watching one of the games, and that's how he ends up becoming like joining the team. Like he can't skate or anything, and he ends up kind of like developing how to do these things, but he's mainly there just to fight. So it's pretty much just a story of like the goons, and like you're there to fight kind of deal. Like you're not there to think, you're not there to score or anything, you're not there to like play defensively, you're on there to grab the guy and start feeding him shots. So it was, I don't know, it was kind of like, it was funny, like it's funny. Like the end fight scene's pretty fucking gruesome. They made a sequel, so that's how good it is. But I found it was pretty fucked. Like 7 out of 10. Goon. It's funny. It's a more of a funny, and I want to say it's 75% you see hockey. Well, not. Let's say 50, because most of it's fighting too. So we'll say 45% is like actual hockey play that you see. So, and it's not really too like, whoa, it's more like, I don't know, it's mostly all hard hitting. Okay, now I'm just stalling. So number 5 is Mighty Ducks 2, hard 7.5 out of 10. Mighty Ducks 2 is pretty much the Minnesota, what is it, the Minnesota Miracle Man is given the chance to lead the American Youth Hockey Association team to gold, and it's Gordon Bombay, and he is like pretty much given like his whole team, Mighty Ducks, and then given new kids to be on his team too, and they all have new talents. One kid's a goon, one kid is Kenny Wu, who's like a figure skater who does all these figure skating tricks. Another kid's like a Dallas boy, so he could do all like these crazy tricks like flipping the stick and all it, like flipping the puck in the air and balancing and all this crazy shit. Another one is the girl goalie, Julie Kat-Gaffney. She's like the best goalie ever, but they put her on backup because for some reason they think Goldberg's way better than her. I fucking don't understand that. And and the third one, they make Goldberg the goalie too. They don't make Goldberg the goalie in the third one. He ends up having to play player, and it's fucking awesome. They make Julia Kat-Gaffney like the actual main goalie, and then Goldberg gets jealous and like tries to fatten her up, but she gets super sick on the ice during practice. It's fucking anyways. So anyways, go back to number 2. So they're playing like, so they're like the Mighty Ducks now. Like if you ever watched the first one, they're like just a scrum. They were like, they'd managed to win games like they were losing 6-0, then they come back 6-5, and then now they have talent. They're a little bit better. The kids are better now. So they're playing like in the youth world, but like they're, I don't know, they were doing good. And then they're playing, I think it's Iceland, the team they're playing against. And that's like the big bad team that they have to watch. And then it ends up being like their Iceland coach is the guy that took Coach Bombay out when he was trying out for the juniors. No. Was he? Yeah, when he was trying out for the juniors back in the day, when he was super young. So, anyways, they have like a big rivalry. Like, Bombay like struggles between like being like a good coach or like being like the publicist boy for Team USA kind of deal. Like, and like he ends up being a dick for a while, and then he changes his ways type deal. And like, you see a decent amount of hockey. Let's say like 70%. You see every single game they play in the tournament, I'm pretty sure. But like most of it like some of it cuts to like the last like 15 minutes. But like you see decent amounts of games, so it's a hard 7 out of 10 because like the ending goes to a fucking shootout. Spoiler, and it's fucking dope. And they switch their jerseys at the end of the third period too. They were in the USA, and then they switched to like their white Mighty Ducks. That's like fucking so rad now. So anyways, Number 4 is the OG Mighty Ducks with Gordon Bombay, with Emilio Estevez. A hard 7 out of 10. They're just classics, and that's all I'm going to speak about them. They're great movies. This is like the first one, so you get a struggling lawyer who's an alcoholic, and he ends up having to do jury duty type deal, and he gets summoned to be the District 9 hockey coach, and those kids are the fucking losers. They're poor kids on the street. So he has to like he ends up like at first he's a total dick and stuff like that. Then he ends up like realizing that these kids actually need his help, and he ends up being a great coach, being a better person, and these kids be better. He makes them into champions, blah blah. There's create the flying V, the triple deke, knuckle puck. So many funny, dorky moves that you couldn't really pull off in hockey. I think you might be able to, but it'd be fucked. You could probably do them. Hard 7 out of 10. All like the whole Mighty Ducks franchise is a great watch. I love them. The whole trilogy. They're amazing. I should watch them soon. I haven't watched them in a while. Yep. So number 3, the Slapshot. Well, not Slapshot, just Slapshot. I don't know why I said the Slapshot. So 8 out of 10, just cause how like old school, funny, and like just nuts it is. Like the Hanson brothers were fucking crazy. Like, fucking machine took my quarter. They brought their fucking toys with them. And then what's the other one? He's like, oh, they do that. You go on the box and think about what you did for 5 minutes. It's fucking just old time fucking hockey, like old school. Like I can't even remember when it was like filmed. It's fucking just it's not greasy, but it's just like just throwing down mitts. Like the team's loosened, and like the coach, is it the coach? Yeah, he's a coach, but he's a player and he's the captain too, I'm pretty sure. And I think some shit like that. Like he's 3 things in one, and he has to like like coach the team, be a leader, and play at the same time. And then like they get these three brothers, the Hanson brothers. You put fucking tinfoil on their knuckles. Then they realize when they go out there, they fucking light shit up, and it's fucking hilarious. Like they just say like he loves it. They just say fuck it. Like so then that's how they end up winning games. They start fucking just fighting every game, and it's fucking funny. I'm pretty sure you see it's like 75% of hockey, but it's pretty much all fighting. But it's fucking great. That's why it's at my top 3. I can't even remember if I'm missing anything, but number 2 is, I can't remember if it's The Miracle or Miracle. A hard 8 out of 10 with Kurt Russell, and I can't remember anyone else in it. It's like Team USA defeating the Soviet Union like for the first time on is it American soil, or I think it's American soil. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So anyways, it's just like it's like the first time that they make this plan. It's like wow, I can't even talk right now. Like I'm just gonna say the Russians, but they weren't the Russians back then. They're called the Soviet Union. So the Soviet Union was like an undefeated fucking team. Their goalie was like unreal. You couldn't score on him. If you did, like you were fucking really good. They played like the Soviets would play like an all-star NHL team. They would lose 13 like 2-1. Like it was that fucking wild. Like, and so it's all about how like this coach, I can't even remember what his name is. Wow. I'm pretty sure it's the coach of Toronto. He was the coach of Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm sorry guys, I can't even remember, and I'm having a big brain fart. I should have fucking did my work on. If I might remember it in my head later on, but if I don't, I'm sorry. So he ends up like making the first like actual like a trap plan like to defeat the Soviet Union. Like in the hockey scheme matters, like there's always like you have your different ways to defeat your opponent and shit like that when they're breaking out and in the neutral zone. So we have like so we have like different ways of like pinching and everyone covering certain spots. So he ends up being able to like to stop them and defeat them. But it's all about how like it's the struggle of them and how they're just beating other teams, and he's very confident that they're gonna beat them, and then they play them one time and they don't do so good, So it's good. Like it's a good watch. Like it's very, you see some fucking great hockey, and you're like, I remember watching the first time in theaters, and my heart was fucking pounding. It is a hard 8 out of 10. It was great to watch. If you want to watch Team USA win, pretty much, because you don't get to see Team Canada. But anyways, it was a good Kurt Russell movie. It was great. Pat, wow, I can't even remember his name. So, anyways, that's my number 2 miracle. Number 1 is Mystery Alaska with Kurt Russell. No, not Kurt Russell. Russell Crowe. Sorry. So that was the last one. So Russell Crowe in Mystery Alaska, a hard 8.5 out of 10. So it's this. They're in Alaska, and the town community pick a group of the best players out of like everyone that plays sports in Alaska, pretty much in the Alaskan area. Every like weekend they have this game for the whole town to come watch them, and it's like the Mystery Alaska game kind of deal, and the best are chosen to play in front of the town kind of deal. And so it's like, it's a big deal. They have captains, and then they literally like, it's like a 3-on-3 game, and that ends up becoming so popular because they put in like Times Magazine or ES Sports Magazine, I think, like that, or ESPN, and they end up getting like asked by the New York Rangers if they want to play. So it ends up being like one of those things where an NHL team like asked to play against like these Mystery Alaska guys in Alaska. So it's pretty much like they're playing in the cold. It's, I don't know, it's a good tale like about the struggles of like what these guys are up against and how they're feeling, what their like their struggles are in Alaska, I guess, and just what's going on and what they'd have to do to, like, if it's how cold it is, like they have to keep like certain things, like all their, like they put like hot potatoes inside their fucking skates so they're ready, then they take them out. Like, it was fucking jokes. Like, and then like you see the New York the Rangers, they're fucking just freezing their asses off. Like, they had to get some players like go to the dressing room to stay warm, come back in. Like, it was fucking jokes. So anyways, it's one of my favorites. My buddy showed me it, I think in like grade 8, maybe around that time, like in elementary school. I fucking fell in love with it. It was cool hockey, the opening scenes, just the whole, like, some of the shots, like the ice just looked fresh. Like, they had this one, like, they skated the river, and it was literally like this big strip of this pond. This dude was like skating down like this long, like, mile, like, fucking like stretch. It looked like it was fucking crazy. It was a cool watch. Like, I highly recommend checking them out. If you guys haven't watched any of those, I highly recommend checking all those top 10 out. I'm sorry if I missed any that should be on there, guys. If I did, just let me know. So thanks for listening and watching. Don't forget to like and comment. This is Sue Reviews, and later, guys.